Hey folks, yesterday I mentioned Leviticus chapter 19, in particular the section on gleaning, and I want to continue with that today. I stumbled across a story last week about a YouTuber by the name of, I believe his channel is called Mr. Beast. My understanding is he's like the second highest paid YouTuber on the planet. So there's me, and then just below me there's this guy. Anyway, I'm teasing by the way, but he did a video where, back in December, where he said, come and eat at a restaurant where we will pay you to eat our food, or the restaurant that'll pay to eat their food. It's been seen so far by about 45 million people. It's a great video, and it was sort of a precursor to a business that he launched called Mr. Beast Burgers. Why am I telling you about this? Well, it's not to make you hungry. It's because I want to talk about another form of gleaning, something that we don't necessarily put a lot of stock in, maybe don't give a lot of consideration to. It's also something that I think is entirely important for the church to be considering, and that is allowing others to use up our unused production capacity. Mr. Beast made arrangements with 300 restaurants across the United States. And I don't think he's gone international yet, but 300 restaurants across the United States to make his food. These aren't his locations. These are already pre-existing restaurants that do Italian food, and they do pizza, and they do steak, and they do French cuisine, and they do all kinds of different things. And he's contracted with them to make his food using their excess production capacity. They have extra time in their kitchen where they can be making his fast food, and so they've accepted the contract. They've chosen to do the work. Now, they're still doing the food that they love doing. For example, they're still making lasagnas or calzones or whatever it is that an Italian restaurant might make, but also they are making Mr. Beast burgers and the cheese and the grilled cheeses and the fries for delivery only. So it doesn't get in the way. It doesn't get in the way of their existing brand. It doesn't get in the way of their existing product line, and it doesn't get in the way of their existing clientele who are coming for their Italian suppers. You contact Mr. Beast through their app. You order your food. A delivery company, one of those online delivery companies that they've contracted with, picks up your food at the designated restaurant, and they bring it back to you. So you're getting a delicious hamburger from an Italian restaurant for Mr. Beast. Before I get too far into this, please understand, I'm under no illusions that Mr. Beast is doing this for free. Obviously, there's profit to be made. The great thing about this, though, is with a person who has how many millions of followers following them on YouTube, he easily could have gone out and created his own restaurant chain, built locations in prime areas, and become everybody's competition. Instead, he's worked with already existing restaurants, already existing kitchens that have extra capacity, and he's allowed them to become his partner. And in the same respect, they have allowed him to partner with them. People win this way. Churches have a very similar situation. We have a beautiful building, wonderful location, paid for, insured, electricity's turned on, heat's on, we well maintained, painted, smells good, cleaned all the time, and we use this building even before COVID, maybe 10 hours a week. If we had a week, for example, like Holy Week just before Easter, then obviously it'd be 20, 25 hours a week. There are 168 hours in a week where we could have other things going on. We use it 10. We have 150 some odd hours of unused production capacity here in our building. The building could be used for other purposes for 150 hours a week at no additional cost to us. Allowing others to come in and partner with us in this respect would be a form of gleaning. Our excess capacity is the number of hours that our buildings are not being used. That is, in effect, our excess harvest. It's the extra sweet potatoes we have laying around the field. It's the extra cabbage. It's the extra okra. It's the extra beans that we have laying around the field. Others could come in and use that up and do something for themselves. Create their own field, create their own harvest, create their own product line. I love this idea of gleaning. I love this idea of sharing what we have, sharing the extra we have, taking that extra stuff that we won't use, that we don't need, whether it's the groceries that are being thrown out at the end of a day in a grocery store, or the hours that a stove goes unused in a kitchen, in a commercial kitchen, or the hours that a church building or its buildings go unused. Using these things to help others in our community get a leg up, get started on something, try something new. This video, I don't really have anything to call you to, but I would love to hear your comments on this. What other areas, what other industries have excess production capacity that others could use? What ideas out there do you have to use the excess production capacity of the businesses in your area? May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face be made to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord's countenance be lifted up to you, and may you always know the peace of being in the Lord's presence. And I pray that we will continue this journey of offering the extra of our life to those around us who could do something with it, who could use it, who could make something even greater out of it. Amen.